It was started in 1967 by a lady from Pinehurst by the name of Gwen Darwin. And she was on, I think, the USGA Women's Committee or Girls Junior Committee anyway. Sure. And so she wanted to start another tournament for junior girls. And the first two tournaments were held at Pinehurst Country Club. Once Gwen Darwin started the championship, then they organized a group of the girls who were the organization that was in charge of the championship. And their purpose was to have just more tournaments available for junior girls, because back in that time there wasn't much available for them. Probably the Carolinas Junior Girls was the only tournament for girls only around this area at that time. And so it for a lot of years it was run by the girls, and of course they had adult supervision for that. But then as the years passed, Linda Marsh was one of the ladies who was very involved in running the tournaments, and she had daughters who played, and then later on granddaughters and everything, but she was involved for a lot of years. And then in 1987 she requested that the Women's Carolinas take over responsibility for the Twin States, and so they voted on it, and they did, and for several years they ran the Twin States and the Carolinas Junior Girls. And then a few years ago, I guess 10 years ago, 11 years ago, the Women's Carolinas dissolved. They requested that the CGA take over the Twin States, and so the CGA now runs the Twin States. It was interesting when I was going back and contacting all the past champions to let them know about the anniversary celebration that we're going to have, to just talk to a lot of them, and that certainly there's still women who are playing golf, some still playing professionally, some are teaching professionals, some are doctors, some are stay-at-home moms. I had a few people tell me they haven't played golf in a long time, so it's interesting. But there have been some really big names, I would say, that won the Twin States. Debbie Rhodes, who won the first one, she played professionally, and then also she's still a teaching pro. And of course Beth Daniel, I think a lot of people will recognize her name as being a really good women's professional golfer, and she's still very involved with South Carolina junior golf. Also, Donna Horton was a past winner who played professionally and did very well. Marcy Newton was a young lady who won the U.S. Girls Junior, and she also won the Women's AM. So Paige Marsh is another one who's played really good golf, and now she's the coach at North Carolina State. So. Well, I think it's special because it was one of the very earliest championships for girls only in North and South Carolina. And it was, you know, right off the bat, I think the very first year they had like 45 girls play in the championship, which was a lot of girls back then. Definitely. And there have been some really special winners, but again, I just think the girls only championships and from North and South Carolina make that special, and the fact that it's been around for 50 years, that's a long time. Oh, I can even tell you how long it is, because the girl who won the first ones, Debbie Rhodes, graduated from high school with me. So okay. I'm old, so I know that it's an old tournament.